Hey folks, Gary here. Hey, I got a question for you. When you enter into a room or an organization or something, like you're becoming a part of something, let's say school, you enter into school for the first year or college or workplace, who do you normally gravitate to? In other words, what circle of people do you end up becoming involved in? Like what is that group that you associate with? I know for myself, like when I enter into an organization or a group or someplace and I'm trying to figure out where I fit, the group I normally end up hanging out with is a group that's really welcoming because that just makes sense. The more welcoming they are, the more likely you're going to join into that group or hang out with them. Those who are not threatening, and what I mean by not threatening, it's not like they're like they're gang members and I'm not taking that kind of threatening. I'm threatening as in, man, I just don't feel good when I'm around them, that kind of thing. We don't usually hang out with those kind of groups. Well, Paul talks about that in Romans 12. Near the end of Romans 12, he's telling us how we should act as Christians. What are the marks of Christianity? And in verse 16, he talks about how we live with one another, or how we interact with one another. And he says this, live in harmony with one another. In other words, try to find common interests. Try to live in harmony, not competition, but harmony with one another. Do not be haughty. And what he means by not being haughty is this. Don't be proud. Don't be arrogant. Don't have a lot of pride about yourself. Don't come in saying, well, look at me. Don't be haughty. Don't be proud of yourself, right? Don't be haughty. But associate with the lowly. Now, that doesn't mean like, okay, let's find the lowest people in the room and hang out with them. He's not saying that. He's saying, don't be, in other words, be willing to be humble, right? Show humility. Be willing to take humble tasks that are presented in front of you. Like, man, that's below me. Well, good, then do it, right? Show humility, right? Associate with the lowly. Never be wise in your own sights is how he finishes this verse. In other words, don't try to be the smartest guy in the room, right? Don't try to be wise in your own sight. Don't try to be a know-it-all. In other words, when you come into an organization or you're in an organization, try to be the one who's the most welcoming in that place. Try to be the one who's most interested in other people's lives, that wants to take care of other people, that wants to bless other people, wants to be a servant to other people, wants to make sure that other people live the best life they possibly can. And if you can help them, you do it. In other words, live in harmony with one another. Try and outdo one another in doing good works to help the people around you. In other words, love people. Love them as much or more than you love yourself. Kind of something that Jesus would do.